The evening was pure magic. Burgers sizzling, laughter echoing through the yard, glasses clinking in a chorus of celebration. Jake Carter flipped ribs on his weathered barbecue pit, the smoky scent weaving through the warm air. Neighbors traded stories, kids chased fireflies, and the vibe was untouchable. Then tires screeched, and Sandra Mitchell's voice sliced through like a serrated knife. "Shut this party down now." Heads snapped around, the warmth icing over. Sandra stormed through the gate, clutching her HOA rulebook like a holy relic, her face twisted in smug triumph, eyes prowling like a hawk. Jake set down his spatula, exhaustion creeping in. "Sandra," he sighed, mustering a smile, "it's a neighborhood barbecue. Everyone's invited. We're not breaking any rules." Her eyes narrowed to slits. "You didn't file a special event permit with the HOA." She jabbed the air, grinning venomously. "Page 47. This party's illegal." Neighbors muttered, stunned. Jake's buddy Tom Ellis chuckled. "Come on, Sandra, lighten up." "It's just fun." Her smile turned arctic. "Fun doesn't trump rules. I'm calling the authorities." "Sandra," Jake said, irritation flaring, "I am the authorities." "Think you're clever?" she spat. "Wait till the HOA police show up." She stormed off, phone in hand. Jake rolled his eyes, muttering, "HOA police? What, a brigade of clipboard-wielding grandmas?" The guests laughed, but the mood soured. 15 minutes later, as Jake handed out sliders, two men in tacky uniforms strutted in, shirts screaming, "HOA police" in bold letters, badges glinting like carnival prizes. "Party's over," one barked. "You're violating HOA Code 13.4, unlawful assembly." Whispers rippled through the crowd, some snickering. The fake officers puffed out their chests. "5 minutes to scatter or you're fined," the other snapped, brandishing a ticket book scribbled in marker. Sandra loomed behind them, smirking like a cat with a cornered mouse. "I warned you, Jake. Now you'll respect HOA rules." Jake's shock ignited into fury. He pulled out his sheriff's badge, its gold catching the firelight. "Gentlemen," he said, voice steady as steel, "drop those fake badges before I arrest you for impersonating law enforcement." The officers froze, faces draining. Sandra's smirk evaporated. "Whoa, no need to escalate," one stammered, retreating. The other flung his notepad over the fence and sprinted, his partner tumbling over a lawn chair in a clumsy escape. "Next time, bring real cops," Jake said, pocketing his badge with a grin. The crowd erupted in cheers. Sandra, face flaming, fled. But Jake's gut churned. Hiring fake officers wasn't just petty. It was a move from a playbook far shadier than HOA nonsense. By morning, Jake was nursing coffee and chasing rumors. Sandra had been fleecing residents with fake violations. An elderly couple paid hundreds for a non-compliant mailbox identical to everyone's, another billed for shrubs they didn't own. His sheriff's instincts screamed scam. He canvassed neighbors, collecting stories. Mrs. Harper dropped a bombshell. "Those two clowns at your party? I've seen them with Sandra's cousin, Victor Reed, at his construction company." Victor was a notorious contractor, known for shoddy, overpriced work. If Sandra was linked to him, the pieces clicked. Jake hatched a trap. Another party, this time with his deputies in on it. Guests played rowdy, baiting Sandra. She took the bait, storming in with her rulebook. "You're breaking HOA Code 17.2. Excessive noise. I've called the HOA police." The fake officers returned, but Jake's undercover deputies cuffed them on the lawn. Sandra shrieked, dropping a folder that spilled ledgers, names, addresses, fake fees. "That's not mine," she stammered, then bolted, slipping into Jake's pool with a spectacular splash soaking the crowd. Jake grinned at his deputy. "Got that on camera?" "Every frame," came the reply. Sandra's reign seemed finished, but Jake sensed a deeper game. Sandra's brazenness pointed to a larger scheme. At the county records office, Jake uncovered Victor's company tied to dozens of unneeded repairs, all greenlit by Sandra. Fines for broken fences or cracked sidewalks were inflated, with Victor overcharging and likely splitting profits with her. Mrs. Harper confirmed Sandra preyed on vulnerable residents, seniors, busy families, threatening city citations if they didn't pay. Resistors got hit with fake violations, funneling repair jobs to Victor. The scam had raked in thousands, fueled by fear. Jake spent days gathering statements and evidence, knowing the fake officers were small fry. He needed Victor to crack. At the Wilson family's house, regular victims of Sandra's fines, Jake staged another loud party. Blaring music, balloons, chairs strewn on sidewalks. Sandra arrived with Victor in tow. "This property violates HOA code," she bellowed. Victor chimed in. "My crew will fix it tomorrow." Jake stepped forward. "Fix what exactly, Victor?" Sandra snapped. "It's HOA protocol." Jake countered. "I checked. No rules on balloons or chairs, but I found payments to Victor's company." A deputy recorded as Victor panicked. "I just followed Sandra's orders. I didn't know it was fake," Sandra hissed. "You moron!" Jake laid out his evidence, statements, photos, fake invoices. "This is enough for fraud charges." Sandra screamed, "This is harassment." But deputies escorted her and Victor away. Word of Sandra's downfall spread like wildfire. But days later, Tom called about threatening letters in Sandra's style, demanding fines and claiming she still ran the HOA. One targeted the Caldwells for a porch light left on past 10 p.m. Jake reassured them, but smelled a rat. At Victor's old office, Jake found fresh fake letters demanding cash to appeal. Eddie, Victor's assistant, froze at Jake's badge. "I just handled paperwork," he stammered. Jake pressed, "You're keeping Sandra's scam alive." Eddie bolted. Jake gave chase, tackling him at a fence after a sprint through alleys. At the station, Eddie spilled. Victor promised him a cut to deliver letters. Sandra, even from jail, pulled strings through Victor's contacts, with Eddie collecting P.O. box payments. That evening, Jake rallied neighbours. "The scam's done." No more payments. Some stayed wary, haunted by Sandra's grip. Jake visited Sandra in jail. She smirked. "You think you've won?" "My lawyer's getting me a deal." "No deal," Jake said. "Frank, Eddie, they're talking. You're finished. Stay away." Her smirk crumbled. That weekend, Jake threw another barbecue, grills roaring, laughter free, no threats. Kids played, neighbours grinned, the air alive. Tom raised a glass. "You should run for HOA president." Jake laughed. "I'll stick to sheriff." Sandra's house across the street sported a for sale sign. Weeks later, a new family moved in and the park turned into a community hub. Jake, nicknamed Sheriff of the HOA, kept the peace. One day, Mrs. Harper thanked him for knitting the neighbourhood together. A car sped by. Sandra, eyes forward, gone. "She won't be back," Mrs. Harper said. Jake nodded. "If she tries, we're ready." The sun dipped, kids laughed, neighbours waved. Sandra's shadow was erased, replaced by a tighter, freer community.